Good morning, everyone. It's Lindsay Huddleston with SPS back in the building. Another SPS Monday Motivation coming to you live from my hometown city, Detroit. That is at the Cambria, Detroit. That's right, downtown Detroit, a beautiful hotel, which is actually the host hotel for the Horatio Williams Foundation team basketball camp. Going to be here for 2 nights tonight, as well as being at Horatio's golf outing tomorrow. Been proud to serve as a board member, along with being a great friend of Horatio for a decade plus, and got some great things going on. So I want to shout out Horatio and what he has going on today. That's right, the Horatio Williams Foundation. We're going to be over at Detroit Mercy. Shout out to Coach Mark Montgomery and staff for the basketball team camp. And I also want to give a special shout out again to Cambria, Detroit, downtown. That's right, the official host hotel for the Horatio Williams basketball team camp. Got a great group of people over here, great staff. Shout out to Antonio at the front desk, great ambassador. Welcome me very well. We have 25 rooms for the young people. Also, shout out to Lindsay. That's right, another Lindsay, the AGM at Seabowl, the beautiful restaurant that I had dinner and both breakfast today. Great folks here, no doubt, with great things to come. Also, I want to give a special shout out to everyone who gave me some great acknowledgement and support over the past couple weeks. I was appointed to the Youth and Government YMCA board, the advisory board, to be able to help our young people taking on leadership roles, and also just recently the Mental Health Association in Michigan being appointed to their board. So I'm excited about that. Who we have this morning? Of course, we have Michelle Mimi Watkins saying good morning. Good morning, Michelle. I'm back in the D. That's right. Got to spend time with Mom a minute yesterday, but over here at the Cambria, Detroit, a beautiful hotel. We're going to be here tonight and tomorrow. So what do we want to talk about, Michelle? Today's topic is the entitlement era. That's right, the entitlement era. You know, many can say that entitlement has been a big focus for this generation, not just athletes, people in general. But let's talk about that a little bit today. The term entitlement era, when I came up with this, my research brought me to this. It can carry a different meaning depending on the context. And we're going to have some unique discussions with this today. So on a broad scope, it refers to a period in society where there's a perceived widespread belief that individuals deserve rewards, recognition, or benefit without proportional effort, merit, or responsibility. How can we just break that down, Michelle? Entitlement says, I deserve this just because I'm here, just because I showed up, right? Tino, what's going on, Tino? I want to see you tomorrow. That's when I'll be going here at the Jackson Y. Have a good day. Get it in, Tino. Get your workout in. That's right. We got nothing but love for the Y, and that's okay. We won't see you today, but we know you're going to always represent. Tino has to be one of the longest serving folks to support Horatio Williams in the basketball events. Appreciate you, Tino. Glad you made it back from your international travels, too. Also, I just think I want to say that everyone knows how emphatic I am about supporting athletes with NIL. I do want to make a distinction with this. Empowerment through NIL is if you create value, I should have the right to benefit from it, compared to that entitlement that says, I deserve it just because I'm here. So what we want to talk about beyond just athletics is overcoming the spirit of entitlement. Let's talk about that. Because greatness is earned, not owed. Now, I'm not going to be tone deaf as it relates to people work hard and expect to achieve something. I'm not going to be tone deaf to how society can sometimes not recognize that, but those core principles are the same. Also, too, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this discussion today, most people get mad at you not for what you've done to them, but what you didn't do for them. I'll read that again. Most people get mad at you for not what you've done to them, but what you didn't do for them. You know, you want to let that sink in for a minute. Think about that. What this does is it reveals how entitlement can cloud your judgment, your relationships, and your gratitude. So what do we define entitlement as again? Entitlement is the belief that one inherently deserves privileges, recognition, or special treatment without this corresponding effort or merit. Hey, treat me like this just because, not because I've earned it. Defined in psychology as a component of narcissistic personality traits. That source came from Campbell, Bonici, and Shelton, Exline, and Bushman, the Journal of Personal Assessment, right? What are the behaviors of a narcissist? That's a very, I believe, overutilized term without the correct definition. But a narcissist is defined as someone who takes advantage of others to get their way. to get what they want. And they have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. And they can be envious of others and believe others to be envious of them. That's when people want to take advantage of what you provide without taking into account what your needs are. I use a great example. Sometimes on my platform, people have an expectation that they can utilize my platform without compensation, without any kind of discussion, but not even take into account what my plans are, what my strategy is, what I'm working on. I think many people take that on and have that entitlement idea. So how do you distinguish the difference? Feeling good versus feeling old. Do you feel good about what you have going on? Do you feel old? The confidence is, I believe in my ability because I prepared. Whether you are preparing for a new opportunity, have you really worked on it? You're like, man, I've been putting in my work. Compared to entitlement, I should have this just because of who I am. Hey, it's me. Just because of who I am, I should have that, right? Also, there's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself. I'm the first one to promote that. I also want to give a special shout out to my new partner counselor, the mental health app. 24/7, 365 mental health support from licensed mental health counselors. You'll see advertising about that going on throughout the year. But there's nothing wrong, as I said, about feeling good about yourself. But when the expectation outweighs the effort, that's when the entitlement creeps in, right? Let's talk about it from an athlete standpoint, the athlete trap, as it's referred to at times. Athletes, especially high performers, often risk developing from entitlement. Hey, perfect examples today. We're going to have 60 teams over the course of 2 days. Shout out to TJ Kelly and bringing these teams together between Michigan and Ohio. And this is the time early on in the summer league, the summer, where people have this high expectation of, am I going to get playing time? What's the season going to be like? Hey, am I getting the right kind of recognition? And we're just getting summer basketball started. Past success, constant praise, access to exclusive spaces may make you feel this way. That's right, because later on today, when we come back from the event, we're going to be downstairs at 5 Iron, taking our young people down there, exposing them to the golf simulator, the putting, the bowling alley, all this type of stuff. So that can really make someone potentially develop this entitled attitude, right? Athletic entitlement can lower motivation. And it can increase conflict with coaches and teammates. We say this all the time. And again, I want to distinguish this between NIL when we talk about what you've actually earned compared to what you expect those things will be. Now, let's talk about the everyday entitlement. Let's get past athletics and sports. Entitlement isn't just the athlete issue. It can show up in what? Your friendships. They owe me their support. Man, they owe me, right? Workplace, I deserve a promotion just for showing up. And then the relationships. I'm entitled to their time and love. Listen, just because you do something for somebody, you would think it would make sense that they would reciprocate, but all people aren't built like that. And I just wouldn't want you to be in a situation where you have this expectation and you get let down. Entitlement free zone is what you want to have. Actually, it's this. No one actually owes you anything, right? And also, too, one recipe for happiness is to have no sense of entitlement. But I really like this one, though, right? I like this when he says, that's not fair. It's not my job. Why didn't I get picked? This place sucks. You see how the focus is all on themselves and they can set themselves up to really be hurt because of what's happening? What? And then what happens is it turns into gratitude. That gratitude turns into resentment. And it's an effort into expectation. That is, it turns gratitude into resentment, and effort into expectation. And it's unfortunate that people have this attitude, and sometimes you don't even recognize it. Sometimes you don't even see it because you see it from just your perspective. Let's talk about a healthy identity versus an inflated ego, right? What's an example of a healthy identity? When you can say, you know what, I know my worth. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they talked about knowing their worth and how important that is, right? Compared to entitlement, everyone else should see it and act accordingly. That's like, don't you see what I got going on here? But see, you have to understand, you're looking through your lens and you're not giving the other person or people an opportunity to look at you as it relates to everything that's going on in the landscape, right? Also, your self-worth should be rooted in your character, your work ethic, and your consistency, not the applause or special treatment. One of the disadvantages of social media and this device right here is you get this constant feedback. Those endorphins are going on. And sometimes, rightfully so, you feel that you get this recognition, but it's not enough. What about your character? What about your work ethic? What about your consistency? How are you treating people? How are you showing up for whatever job it is you're doing? I'm getting ready to go over here to get in with my guy Horatio. This is about to be a 12, 15-hour day. Okay. And then the consistency. Are you consistently doing it? I got to turn around and do it tomorrow when we go to the golf outing, right? It's not just about being connected. It's all about what kind of work are you doing. You have to replace the entitlement with ownership, right? Replace the I deserve with, you know what? I'm going to have to work for that to where I can't be denied. I'll show up today and again and again. People always talk about my relationship with Tom Izzo. Shout out to Tom. We had a really spirited conversation about NIL last week off the record. But what people don't know is Tom told me keep showing up, man. He told me that, I want to say almost a decade ago. And here we are right now. You know, it's about showing up again and again. And if it's meant for me, I'll earn it. And I know I don't want to sound tone deaf in America when sometimes it seems, and I have colleagues that have worked for something and they've done everything that's been asked of them and maybe they fell short. But for the most part, if it's meant for you, you're going to earn it and you're going to get it. And I don't want to take this away from people who work hard and deserve to have certain things and they don't get it because the people are, short-sighted in how they look at them. But if it's meant for me, I'll earn it. It's a great approach. The mindset builds resilience and rewires the reward systems in the brain. I think that's important to note, right? It's got Dr. John Hagans. Good morning, Sands. I saw y'all getting your walkout. Happy belated Father's Day as well, man. I'm glad you're doing good on your road to recovery after your surgery. Got a few more things I want to share about this entitlement era. Motivation that lasts. See, when you have an entitlement idea, it fades when the applause stops. Oh, they're not clapping for me? Okay, I'm going to fall back. Compared to motivation rooted in purpose and the discipline endures. What is your purpose? That's going to be your motivation. That's going to keep you going. So you want to focus on these things. You know, SPS is all about a solution. Focus on internal validation, your effort, your growth, your consistency. And also a final thought and a call to action, something you can walk away with is this. I'm acting out of confidence, not entitlement. I'm confident in my ability because I know what I've done. Michael Jordan said, I felt so good about the way I played and going into the game, and I was confident because I worked really hard in practice. What does the guy Ice Cube say? My man, he says, hey, don't get mad at what you didn't get for work you didn't do. Don't get mad about what you didn't get for work you didn't do. Now, going forward, what can I expect? What can I earn and not expect? Okay, and also, too, remember, your character is defined by what you pursue when nobody's watching. Are you up early, getting it in? John, I know you were working hard. I was up this morning at 5. I hit the gym right here, got my sweat in before I got all this stuff going. I can't expect to have good, healthy numbers with the diabetes that I feel that I've conquered. I had my weekly average, folks. My weekly average this last 7 days was a 98 blood sugar. I went to the hospital almost 2 years ago with a 600. And through education and motivation that happens. So it's all about what you're pursuing when no one's watching. So what I want to say today, folks, is don't be caught up in the entitlement era. And this is not something that's exclusive for 2025, but I think with social media and the way we communicate and talk about it is something that seems more prevalent, but it's all about putting that work in and get what you owe. And I appreciate you guys. Again, I want to give a special shout out to Counselor, the mental health app, 24/7, 365. If your school district, if your business is interested in getting this app and getting the support, reach out to me. You can DM me or you can email me at lh@thespsedge.org, and I'll be happy to work with you to make that happen. Again, thank you, Counselor, for your support. So with that being said, I'm going to head over to Detroit Mercy. Get ready for a great day of basketball. Tomorrow we'll be at the Rachel Williams golf outing. We've got some great things coming up as well. So thank you for your support. Go ahead and have a great day, have a great month, have a great life. I appreciate you guys' support and have a great day. Peace out.